So hello and welcome to Moorgate Andrology. I'm here today with Stuart and Caris, and Stuart is about 1 hour after a penis enlargement treatment. He's had hyaluronic acid injections to thicken his penis. Stuart, how do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah? Yeah, and I believe, Caris, you were actually watching the treatment itself.
I was.
And what did you think?
Bit scary because it was 15.
15 mils, yeah?
Obviously it looks a little bit strange at the minute, but
Yeah.
obviously if it goes down the shaft it'll look nice.
Were you worried about him having the treatment before?
I was. I did try and talk him out to it.
You did? Yeah?
But obviously he made the decision before I got with him, so.
Uh-huh.
But I was a bit dubious, but it looks...
Okay.
I'm happy.
So you'd already made the decision to have this treatment before you met Caris, Stuart?
Yeah.
Yeah? And why did you want to have a penis enlargement treatment? What brought you here?
I just think confidence really boosts my confidence and make me feel a bit better myself.
Yeah. And when you met Caris, was that decision sort of more firmly established, or were you a little bit worried then about whether to do it?
I was a bit nervous and like obviously being filmed and everything, so
Yeah.
that was the thing I was more nervous about really. But now it's done, I'm happy with it. And
I mean, we get lots of guys who come in who are obviously concerned about their penis size, when actually their penis is not statistically small. I mean, you have or had a normal size penis to begin with. Why do you think you wanted it even bigger? What brought you here for that?
as I said before, just confidence, I think. And,
Just confidence, yeah?
just feel better in myself
Uh-huh.
and my appearance, so.
And how do you think that's going to improve your relationship with Caris?
You still got that to find out yet.
Yeah?
So.
Yeah. And are you happy now he's had it done, Caris?
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be any
Actually.
difference? You do?
Yes, I do.
Because of his confidence in his...
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a bit, like...
Confident.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, you confident anyway, but his self-esteem was a bit low.
Uh-huh.
But I think it'll increase that.
Okay. And did you feel when you were together, did you feel that Stuart had a problem with his confidence?
No,
You didn't, so that wasn't apparent to you?
he was fine. He's
Uh-huh.
a bit shy. He's a very shy person, so I think having this done now will break him a little
Yeah.
bit.
Do you think you're a shy person, Stuart? I mean, you
more
seem a very out there guy. But
Self-conscious, I think I was. But
more self-conscious, yeah? Uh-huh. And what advice would you give to guys who are thinking about hyaluronic acid injections to
I
thicken the
don't think
penis?
there's a problem at all. Like, I think a lot of men suffer with the fact of speaking about their penis, but like a lot of women want to have breast enlargements and surgery done, so I don't see the problem in men having it done either. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a direct correlation between women having cosmetic surgery and men?
Yeah.
And do you think more men will have these procedures as time goes by? Do you see it
Yeah,
as something
yeah.
that will evolve?
Yeah, I think as well as confidence for them, having it done. So.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about the procedure itself. I mean, obviously having an injection into your penis is a daunting prospect at any time. Tell us a little bit about the procedure and how it was for you.
Well, at the start, when they first put the needle in
Uh-huh.
to open up the holes,
Uh-huh.
that was a bit uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
And to start when they put the anaesthetic and the
Yeah.
filler into me. But after that, once the anaesthetic started working, it was fine.
It felt okay. So one of the things we do before we start these treatments is we give patients some cream, an anaesthetic cream that they rub into the penis, and we leave this for 20 minutes. And the actual hyaluronic acid treatment that you had does contain within there local anaesthetic. So probably as time went on during the treatment, it was becoming more and more numb. Did you feel that? Yeah, that's typical because the local anaesthetic, as it's infiltrated, is numbing the penis even more. So tell me about the size then.
Yeah.
I mean, we started off, you're pleased with the size, yeah?
Yeah.
So I think we were 12 centimetres before we started the treatment, and I think we're at 15.
50.
So you got a 3 centimetre increase in the girth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And were you, one of the questions that comes up all the time with guys is, will it make a difference in the erect state? In your case, Stuart, were you more concerned, would you say, with the penis in the flaccid state or the erect state? How did you...
I think the erect state, and that'll be something to look at now. And
Yeah. Yeah. And from your
Maybe
perspective, Caris, how do you know, you've seen obviously Stuart's penis flaccid and erect.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you see the biggest improvement, do you feel?
When it's, well, yeah, soft.
When it's soft? Okay, yeah.
Large now. I can't wait to see the end result, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of guys are concerned about their penis when it is flaccid, since when the penis is erect, it's naturally bigger anyway. But it's interesting that, you know, you feel you're going to... Most guys that have penis enlargement surgery itself opt for the girth as well. The girth is the most important part, so we're told by the experts. So would you agree with that?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So now you've had it done, Stuart. Do you think this is something you're going to keep to yourself? I mean, a lot of guys don't want to tell anybody that they've had this done. How is it going to be for you, do you think?
No, I don't think, like, I'm willing, like, if there's men out there who want to have a chat, or if I'd like to show them there's nothing in it, really.
Uh-huh. Would you tell your friends?
Yeah, I've told them all already.
You told them already?
Yeah, my parents, I've told a lot of people.
Really? So that's great, because that's highly unusual. Most guys will not tell anybody that they're having these kind of treatments. So it's great that you're willing to open up about that. And from a girl's perspective, Caris, I mean, is this something that girls talk about? Do you think?
We talk about size, yeah, quite often.
Really?
Friends, yeah. But I'd be a bit embarrassed, obviously.
Yeah.
For him you've already started speaking about it months ago.
Yeah.
And he will obviously put that everywhere now.
So you prefer him to keep it to himself, would you?
I would, yeah.
So why do you think you'd like him to keep it to himself, yet girls in circles talk about their partner's size? Is this what you're telling me?
Yeah. That,
There shouldn't be an issue, like, with men, I don't think, as much as with a woman. So what's the difference in a man and a woman?
it's not, I don't think it's that common yet.
For men to get this done?
About it quite openly.
Yeah. So why do you think it is that women are prepared to talk about their partner's size between each other? What is it that makes girls want to sort of compare sizes, do you think?
I mean, I think nobody wants a small one, do they?
No girl wants a small
yeah.
one.
So,
I see. Okay. So that's an interesting thing, isn't it, Stuart, that girls admit they don't want a small one? Because one of the questions we often ask in our surveys is, would you marry a man who has a small penis? I mean, would you?
no.
You wouldn't?
I finished a guy because he had a small.
Really?
Yeah.
So you broke up the relationship with the guy because his penis was small? Really? Wow.
Yeah, because he wasn't doing anything for me.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't pleasuring me, but
Uh-huh. Okay.
yeah.
So, Caris, do you think that women, when you're talking to your friends about their partner's penis size and they're willing to open up about that, do you think they tell the truth in terms of their partner's size, or do you think they embellish the...
In terms of their partners,
Yeah.
they might lie.
You think they do?
Yeah. But in terms of just like one night stands or etc., they'll openly tell the truth about it.
Right.
And giggle maybe, or I don't know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Do you think that, I mean, obviously you finished a relationship because of that. Did you tell your partner, did you tell him, or did you just finish the relationship?
I just made up
Yeah.
a story.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't happy and told him that I didn't want to be with him.
Yeah. Because at Moorgate Andrology, we do see a lot of guys who come in and they have been told by a previous partner that their penis is small, and this can have a pretty devastating effect, in fairness, and it does bring guys to clinics like ours in an attempt to increase their penis size. But I mean, you've had no problems there previous to your treatment, Stuart?
No.
Yeah, because obviously your penis is well within normal range to start with.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself going from now? I mean, we've got 15 mil in your penis. You've got a 3 centimetre increase in the girth. This treatment typically will last 12 months. Do you think that's it for the year now?
No, I think when it runs out, I might look into having the fat transfer and the lengthening.
Okay. I mean, what is it about the length of your penis that you're concerned about?
There's nothing wrong with it.
I think a few more inches. I think every
really?
man, like, no, I think having a bit bigger.
It's already touching my stomach. You don't need anything.
So you think the length is long enough?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Length is fine.
I mean, the experts tell us actually that the penis can, in terms of length, be too long. And I understand, Keris, it can be painful for a girl if the penis is too long.
It can.
Yeah.
You do hurt me sometimes.
So that's something we need to think about, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Stuart, obviously you have had a normal sized penis before the treatment. Did you ever sort of have a problem with partners beforehand? Have they commented that your penis they felt was small, or did you feel that you didn't measure up, or?
I have felt like, obviously I've had sex with a couple of girls and they might have been a bit big or themselves. But
okay, so it's more about the partner than yourself. You've had no hang-ups about your size. It's just that you wanted more as a sort of a lifestyle choice, if you will.
Yeah. I think a lot of men would love to have a bit more girth and a bit more length. Like, a lot of men would like it.
Okay. So Keris, if we're told that girth is important for women, why do you think girth is the most important aspect? Why do guys need to focus on the girth of their penis rather than the length?
I think all women are different size, down below. Obviously you need to actually feel it going inside you, and obviously, it's really important to have.
So the girth is, it's true what they say. Definitely. In your opinion, that the girth,
in my opinion,
is the girth is the most important, yeah? Okay. So Stuart, you've obviously, you've had your penis enlargement done. I mean, are you one of those guys that perhaps feels that you have to comply with society's image of what a guy should look like? Maybe he drives a big car, he has a big house, he must have a big penis. Do you think there's an element of conformity in yourself, or?
No, I don't think at all. I think, I don't think myself, like I suffer from any.
So you never felt under pressure from friends or things you might read or see on the TV, for example, of a way to look?
Well, I watch like Naked Attraction on TV, and some are small and some are bigger than others.
Yeah.
But some are bigger than mine, some are smaller than mine, but I don't feel like intimidated or don't feel any pressure of sort.
And do you feel that way? Do you feel there's a way that people should look in society now? And
I think, like a lot of women wear a lot of makeup these days, etc., etc. And I've always said to you, I've got to wear makeup because I feel a bit.
So you do feel as though you have to conform a certain way. So do you understand how Stuart feels? Obviously, he's not one to conform. He's not a conformist as such, but he feels that this treatment is something he's had to do for his confidence. Do you think there's a difference?
No, I don't think there's a difference as such, but I think it was perfect as the way it was. So I don't know. I don't know what the main reason why. No.
Have you had any cosmetic surgery yourself, Katia? No. Would you?
Yes.
You would have it?
I'm interested about the glucose maximus.
Yeah.
Getting increased
the buttock enlargement, yeah. And why would you have that done, do you think?
There's a lot of girls these days that are following, like Kim Kardashian, etc. I wouldn't obviously go that big, but a lot of my mates have spoken about having implants in them.
Yeah. So do you feel that in fact is conformity with what society is putting out there in terms of Kim Kardashian and so on?
Yeah,
but you don't think there's anything wrong in that per se?
No, because I I'd listen to the men and they go, oh, look at the art, look at the banana.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So where from now then, Stuart? Do you think if enough pressure came from Catty, you'd perhaps be happy with what you've got now?
Yeah. But obviously it'll wear off in so much time, but then there's a more permanent option involving the fat transfer.
I see. So in terms of the injections, did you see that as a bit of a stopgap until... Yeah. That's quite common. A lot of guys start with penis enlargement injections as a temporary way to thicken the penis, and then perhaps a year's time when they've got used to the idea, or even they have more money because the surgery does cost more, as you know, they move on to a more permanent procedure such as fat transfer. So Carys, can we talk for a moment about breast enlargement, because that is the #1 procedure in cosmetic surgery, still has been for many years and still is. Obviously you've not had a breast enlargement yourself, but you obviously know a lot of friends who have.
Yeah.
Done that yesterday, didn't she? So.
Yeah. My friend had it done yesterday. She had it done yesterday, and she's really happy with it. But she didn't have. It wasn't small before. So I think it's a craze now, to be honest, with boobs. A lot of my friends, boyfriends, have paid for their girlfriends to have their boobs done.
They paid for their girlfriends to have... Why do you think they do that?
I'm not sure if it's the men who talk them into having bigger boobs or themselves. I'm not sure.
Really?
I haven't really asked that question, but...
So you think that could be, this breast enlargement could be driven by men, do you think?
I think so.
So, you know, because they see, or they want their women to be looking a certain way. Why do you think women are willing to conform to do that if they don't really want the procedure?
It's free.
Because their partners are paying?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah?
I don't think they'd pay £4,500 for themselves.
Right.
But,
and do you see an analogy perhaps with penis enlargement? Do you think that deep down men are having penis enlargement to please their girlfriends?
I think a few men would probably have it done without telling nobody to.
I mean, you mentioned your previous partner who had a small penis, and therefore you finished that relationship.
I did.
Did you never think to broach the subject of penis enlargement with him?
I didn't know it existed.
You didn't know it existed? No. Do you think that if you knew what Stuart's had done now, would you have had the confidence to approach him about it, or do you think that would have...
I would, yeah.
You would have done?
I would have.
You've seen Stuart's penis now, and you saw it before. Has that changed your perception of what, in inverted commas, a normal penis size should be?
No.
Not really?
No.
And had you any sort of conception of what, in terms of numbers, in inches, for example, what was your conception of a normal sized penis, in your opinion?
7 inches.
6 or 7 inches erect?
Normal.
Erect. So would it be fair to say if someone had an erect penis of 5 inches, you would felt that was small? Yeah. Okay. So it's interesting, isn't it, that this concept of the 6-inch penis does seem to be, you know, almost cast in stone in society, that unless the penis is 6 inches erect, then it's if it's not that, then it's too small. But the experts tell us that in actual fact the penis needs to be, it can be much smaller than that, and the average is smaller. Do you think that? Yeah. Do you think that because this is what sex experts are telling us, that it doesn't need to be 6 inches? Do you think that will have, as time goes by, an effect on men? Do you think that will drive men to have penis enlargement, or?
Yeah.
There's a lot of access, free access to porn these days on the internet, and the experts would have us believe that it's porn that's driving people to change their bodies so much. Breast augmentation, penis enlargement. Do you think that this is having any impact on guys today, Stuart, to increase the size of their penis?
I think so.
I mean, the guys, you know, on porn videos and so on, they only seem to show guys who have very big penises. Do you think that's a reasonable thing for them to do? Or the makers of porn, should they be challenged, do you think?
Should have all different sizes really, and compatibility, so I think a lot of men look at porn and may feel a little bit intimidated.
Yeah.
So.
Was that your experience, or did that not have any bearing?
Yeah, I did feel a bit intimidated sometimes by watching it, but...
And what's your view on that, Caris? What do you feel?
They're just all big on porn videos anyway. But yeah, that's why I thought, on average, the penis was about 7 inches big.
Right, so you got this concept of the 7-inch standard size penis from porn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
After penis enlargement injections, there's a few things that Stuart must do, and the first thing is what he mustn't do. So it's no sex for 4 weeks, Stuart. So nothing involving your penis. Do you think you're going to be able to do that?
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be really hard.
Yeah. And Caris, are you going to support him with this?
He's going to have to take me to Ann Summers.
He's going to have to take you to Ann Summers. Right, okay. Well, it's really important that you don't have sex, because in the early part of the treatment, in the first week or two, this dermal filler is very malleable. It can actually move, which is why massage is very important, as the doctor told you, to massage the penis to smooth out any minor imperfections that you might see or feel underneath the skin. But sex too soon can move the filler in quite large volume to one spot, and it makes it more difficult to even out. So you're going to have to behave yourself for the next 4 weeks, but after that, then you'll be absolutely good to go. Winning.
How often should I massage myself?
5 or 10 minutes twice a day should be plenty just to smooth out any minor imperfections that you might see or feel along the shaft. I mean, we use now cannulas rather than needles for these treatments, and this greatly improves the symmetry that the doctor's able to obtain from the treatment than before. So it looked quite good when you left, and there's every reason, if you look after it as we say, then it will stay looking as good as it does now.
Will it affect me doing any activities, or like swimming, or?
No. I think it will be wise to. Well, I would avoid swimming for a few days. Yeah. Avoid any heavy exercise involving the lower part of your body. Anything at the gym. Again, a few days before you get back into that sort of routine. But beyond that, there's really not much restriction. The longest part is avoiding the sex, the 4 weeks. Yeah. You know, in the early part, no swimming, no gym for a few days would be wise.
I'll still be able to have an erection, and I still.
Yeah, well, you can't stop those. You know, spontaneous erections, they're going to happen, but that's fine. Just let it settle naturally when you get one, really.
Yeah. So will I be able to give you a blowjob?
No. That's still classed as sex. Any activity involving his penis has to be a big no for 4 weeks, because you risk moving the filler, and that will give us a problem. Then we have to potentially put an enzyme in to dissolve it, and then the penis will look like it did before. So it's just that 4-week window that we need, just to settle the filler down and make sure everything is first class.
So this procedure is totally reversible?
Yes. So if we get any, occasionally you may have a little lump that you might not be able to see it, but you might feel it, that's very stubborn, even resistant to massage. And what we can do is we can inject an enzyme that completely breaks down the hyaluronic acid. That's the great thing about hyaluronic acid compared to other fillers, is that it's completely that it can be completely broken down by injection of an enzyme called hyalase. Hopefully, we won't need that. Okay, guys, so can we catch up with you in 4 weeks' time, 5 weeks' time, and let us know how you're getting on and really how you feel about what you've had done? Yeah? Yep. That will be great.
I'll let you know how it feels.
Thank you so much. Thanks very much for watching today, and thanks today very much to Stuart and from Caris. Well done, Stuart. You were a great patient.
Yep.